you're only taking your dog out 2-3 times a week, you're going to see behavior issues usually. We've had up to, I think, 40, 45 dogs at one of them, which was really, really big. Some dogs get very stressed. Fights can happen. Bloody and dangerous, very, very fast. That's the human's fault.
Welcome to our show today. We have a guest here. His name is Mark.
Hello, everybody. My name is Mark. I'm from Ireland, and I'm a dog trainer and dog walker.
That is a very new service to me right now.
Yeah.
Is it difficult or is it easy to walk a dog here in Ho Chi Minh City?
That's a really good question. It's difficult most of the time, although there are areas that are much easier than others. A lot of places that we walk has, a lot of traffic. Sometimes there are no sidewalks, or sometimes you're forced off the sidewalk, in which case we would keep the dog on the inside and we would be on the outside. But there's just a lot of hazards that you have to take into account, such as street food, like bones and things that they find. Certain areas are more dangerous than others for reputations with regards of how people feel about dogs in the area. So we tend to avoid those. Obviously, in Vietnam, you have street dogs, right? Yeah. So we are trained on how to deal with street dogs. Most of them are just telling you to move along. But for people who are inexperienced, that can be very stressful, which will then in turn stress your dog. So we try to take all that off of your hands by us being professionals. We'll take your dog out. We know where to go. We know how to make sure they're safe and make sure that the owner has peace of mind knowing that the dog is in safe hands and having fun. Yeah. So that's what we do.
Let's say for the first timer, for a dog to first come to you, how do you normally get to know him or her?
So when you meet a dog, the best thing you can do is ignore it for the first couple of minutes. Talk to the owner, let the dog come over, let it sniff. If you can stand sideways is better. Usually for the dog, it's less intimidating because if eye contact with dogs can be, scary sometimes. But it also comes down to the energy that you bring, because the dogs are going to read your body language. So look, we're around dogs every day. Doesn't matter if the dog is barking at me or if it's wagging its tail, happy to see me. I'm not stressed by that, which then the dog can see and read off of me. And if it sees like it's barking at me, trying to get me to react, and I don't, generally after a minute, it will stop, come up, sniff my shoe, and just sit there. And when it does that, then I will give it attention. I'll say hello very calmly so that the dog stays calm. But meeting dogs for the first time, you have all sorts of personalities, from happy-go-lucky, wanting everybody to be their friend, to barking at you and hiding under the sofa, and in which case we just sit on the ground, throw them a few treats, let them come over, get curious, and we make friends quickly.
All right. And how often do you think that a dog should be walked?
Minimum 2 times a day.
2 times a day?
Minimum 2 times a day.
Wow.
So when they wake up, they've been asleep all night. They need to go to the toilet. So we got to go out for a morning walk. And then when they've come back from the morning walk, usually give breakfast. So they go outside, have fun, come home, have breakfast, and then they're ready to sleep for the most of the morning, because dogs sleep a lot of the day. Then in the evening time, 5, 6, 7 p.m., whatever time is good for your schedule, usually out for another walk. If you're only taking your dog out 2-3 times a week, you're going to see behavior issues usually because they have this energy pent up. So if you bring your dog out for a walk, go out for 20 or 30 minutes, you let them sniff a lot, so they're processing with their brain and physically exercising with their body. They'll come back, have a drink of water, and lie down, and you won't have any issues. So minimum of 2, 3 if you can, and any more than that is a bonus.
What should I look out to have a safe person to walk my dog? And I can make sure that my dog is safe.
Sure, that's a great question. What I like to do is any new customer that will come in, we will go for a 30-minute consultation walk. That's where I will come to you. You can come with me on the walk. So I'm learning about your dog. I'm asking you questions. We'll have some dog training little tips if they can help you in any way. But I'm also looking at the dog. How does it react to traffic? How does it react to me as a stranger? How does it react on leash? Is it lunging towards other dogs and things like that? And then what I will do after that is I will pick one of my staff members that suits the personality of that dog. So one of my staff members, for example, loves big dogs, shepherds and all these kind of things. So if I get a new dog like that, I'll go see their personality. If I think it's good with this staff member, I'll match them up. And other staff members have different traits, you know, so I kind of try to get the right dog for the right people. But the person who's coming to meet the dog, if you are the owner, you should look for somebody who's calm. You should look for somebody who's present. And if you're getting the right sense of the energy off the person, even if your dog is reacting and barking at them, how does that person react? Do they shy away? Or do they just kind of ignore it because they realize the dog is going to calm down? But to be honest, we don't really get a lot of difficult dogs. Some are just shy at the beginning, but after that, they're our best friends.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. And so your job is really interesting. So now you have to match between a dog personality and a helper personality. It's kind of here.
Yeah.
So how do you find the dogs in Vietnam are different from other countries that you've been to?
Sure.
Both the culture of the owners and the behavior and personalities of the dogs as well.
Yeah. So I've been to a lot of countries. I've been all over the world. And in Vietnam, I've been here for 7 years now. And in the 7 years that I've been here, the change in people's perceptions of having a dog as a pet that is more a family member than, shall we say, security. We call it for security, for alerting the family to something outside. They treat them more like a family member now. They spend more money on them. They care for them a lot more. So these are really nice things to start to see emerge out of the culture here in Vietnam. The dog industry is booming. More hotels. There's more pet stores. There's lots and lots of things happening here in Vietnam, which is great. Pet ownership is on the rise. I work with a shelter, Laws for Paws, and they are brilliant at rehoming dogs. So I think Vietnamese people's minds are changing on what a dog can bring to your life and how good it can be and how much love they can give you. I heard a great saying the other day, a dog is the only animal that will love you more than it loves itself, which I thought was really powerful. So if your life is very hard and you end up having a dog and you give it that bit of love, the amount of love you'll get back can often relieve a lot of the other stuff that's going on and take your mind off it. So having a dog here in the city as a companion can be a great thing, really, really good thing, as long as you do a few things right.
What are the few things right?
Number one, a schedule. A schedule for your dog that you can stick to, that works around your life. Some people work crazy hours. Some people work nighttime. But if you can figure out a way to work your dog's schedule that works for the both of you. And socialization is another important thing. A lot of things that I come across here are dogs that react to other dogs because they haven't been socialized. Knowing how to greet another dog, what to do when you see another dog, all these kind of things are very important. And another thing I think I'd mention here would be diet. Diet, yeah, because I see a lot of overweight dogs here in Ho Chi Minh.
Yes, we do have that issue here.
Yeah, it's from a couple of different things. Love, wanting to give the dog food, because giving food is big here in culture as a way of showing love. So I see a lot of dogs on heavy rice diets, which then you get this big barrel belly.
Yeah, because in Vietnamese culture, we normally feed the dog what we eat.
Yeah, absolutely.
Leftover food.
Yeah, leftover food. That was the way in my country as well. If your dog doesn't have a good diet, I've read that you can lose, or they can lose up to about 4 years of their life. If it's a really bad diet now. So if you love your dog, you want them to be here a lot longer than unfortunately they do get. And diet is a big part of that. Yeah. So schedule, socialization, and diet are really important to get right for your dog.
Yeah. And I saw that you start a dog walking community kind of thing.
Yeah, I do community walks. Yeah. So I do 2 different types of walks. One is in conjunction with Laws for Paws, the charity. We do alternating between District 2 and District 7. And we put up a post. We say, we're going to be here at this time, at this place, join us. And lots of people come out. We've had up to, I think, 40, 45 dogs at one of them, which was really, really big. But it's great because it's a short event, so it's not your whole day. We go for a nice walk. Obviously, I'm there. So if anybody has dog training questions that they might not necessarily need a full dog training session for, they can just come and ask me on the walk. I'm happy to help them out there with that as well. And then I started doing community walks. Obviously, I live here in District 2, and my dog needs to be walked anyway. So I figured, why not just put up a post and say, I'll be here at this time. If you want to join, join. And all the times that I've done it, you can think like, oh, maybe people won't come. Well, in that case, I just walked my dog anyway. But every time people came. And it was great. So it's again, another short event. It's going to be no longer than an hour of your time. Your dog gets some socialization and exercise, and you're talking to other dog owners. So it's really fun. It's a really fun thing to do, and it really helps the community come together.
Is there let's say, a good location or a good design of apartment or house that's more suitable for the dogs?
There's only one thing I would like to see more is I go into a lot of towers and apartment complexes and compounds that have a huge amount of unused or misused space. And it doesn't take much, but really a picket fence and some AstroTurf to create a small area for dogs. It's really difficult to find green space in a city like this. So it would be really nice if these buildings just put a really small area. They often put in tennis courts and basketball courts, and swimming pool is fine and all these kind of things, but there is space there that you could put a small area where your dogs could go. So buildings could really do good by their residents. They would be way more popular as a building to move into by newcomers if they had services like that. And that would really help the dog community as well, because walking your dog here can be a challenge. District 7 is a beautiful place to own a dog. There's lots of parks there, lots of green, and you're allowed in most of the time. The other parts of Ho Chi Minh City can be trickier, but that's where you can jump on the bike and you can try somewhere else if you train your dog to go on the bike.
All right. So first thing, we need to train our dog that they can be mobility, get out of the space that we have, right?
Yep.
And then we can set to a space that is more suitable for them.
Sure.
Most of young people, they love to travel maybe a weekend away or a couple of weeks, get away from a city and go back to their hometown.
Sure.
Do you recommend them to bring along their dog, or should them leave the dogs at the hotels or another service?
That's a really good question with a two-sided answer.
Okay.
The first side is if you want to bring your dog with you, there's a really good argument for that, because the only time that your dog is ever going to see anywhere in the world is if you bring them. They're only ever going to see the beach if you bring them. They're only ever going to see the forest or the jungle if you bring them. They're only ever going to see your hometown if you bring them. But if it's not feasible to do that, then there are other services that are really, really good, such as dog hotels and boarding places. And then you also have in-home pet sitting for dogs who are just not good at hotels. Some dogs get very stressed and they stop eating and display behaviors that the owner wouldn't like to see because they get very stressed that the owner's gone. And most good hotels will have an onboarding process that will, when the dog comes in, they will put them through a series of tests, if you want to call them that, to see how are they with big dogs, small dogs, food, taking away food, toys, how are they on a walk. And they put them through all these and mark them to see if they're good or bad or good or bad. And if it's more bad than it is good, a good hotel would say your dog isn't suited to staying in a hotel. It's very stressed. They were very anxious. Maybe with some training, you can get them more comfortable. So we would recommend in-home pet sitting. And the in-home pet sitting works where somebody would come to your house. Obviously, you've met them before, things like that. And they will take care of your dog when you're gone. They'll send you updates, pictures, and all these kind of things. That way your dog can be in its safe place where it's comfortable and more relaxed with just one person, as opposed to 20 or 30 dogs that it doesn't really know, and 5 or 6 people and things like that. It can just be a lot for some dogs. So there are great services that are available for people that want to leave their dog somewhere and go away with peace of mind.
So to be a very helpful parents here for our dogs.
Yes.
If I bring them to a hotel,
Yeah.
what should I look for?
The first thing you should look for, or not look for, but when you walk in, is the smell.
Does
it smell clean, or does it smell like dog pee? Are the protocols for cleaning done correctly? If they're not, and you can smell a strong smell of pee and stuff like that, there's a chance that your dog could get sick in this place, because dog hotels need to be clean. If a dog gets sick in a dog hotel with a certain type of sickness, it can spread through the whole hotel really quickly, like kennel cough, for example. The second one I always try to look for is the staff training. How are they handling dogs? How are they approaching dogs? But the thing I have to give a bit of grace to is this industry is pretty new. So I'm not going to expect world-class trained staff just yet. But I want people who are passionate about dogs, who understand dogs' body language. This is number one. A good example I can give you. Let's say this is a dog. Most people, when they want to pet a dog, they put their hands straight down. If you could imagine somebody who's 30 feet tall and he wants to put his hand on your head, it would stress you out a little bit. So approaching the dog the right way. The right way to do it is under the chin and slowly go up to the top of the head. That's how you can keep a dog calm when you're going to them. But you want to let the dog come to you. You want to let the dog sniff. I've seen some questionable meetings with first-time meetings with dogs with certain staff in certain places, which would worry me because this particular dog was reactive. If you pick him up, he will bite you. The very first thing that this particular person went to do was pick him up. I had to stop them because they were going to get bitten. The other part is it's something you won't really see. It's only somebody who's working there would see, and it's difficult to tell when you meet somebody. But in dog hotels, you are mixing many different personalities for extended periods of time. During that, fights can happen. What I would be hoping for is that somebody who is working in the hotel is comfortable enough to step in between that and break that up. Dog fights can get really bloody and dangerous very, very fast. So you really want to be sure that the staff are trained and comfortable stepping in between 2 or 3 or 4 dogs when they're fighting. If you're good at reading people's body languages, are they comfortable meeting your dog? Or are they like, is he going to bite me? Online reputation is really important as well, right? So people leaving reviews. And it's important to read the bad reviews, but not to take them all at super face value. This bad review, this 1 star, is somebody who is upset with this company and they're emotional, probably, because their dog is their baby. But what happened? What's the situation? And was it handled properly? Things like that. So these are really valuable markers. And also, if you can, have a tour of the facility at some point, or video or something, like how are they keeping the dogs? Are they keeping teacups with large dogs? Or are they separating them into sizes when it becomes too much? Now you can have small dogs, medium dogs, and they play and blah, blah, blah. But you can't put huge dogs in with little dogs because they don't understand playing like that, and the little ones could get hurt, and then you have a whole host of other issues. So it's important to see the facility itself if you can, see how the dogs are playing, and then smell and staff. Body language, be main one.
Is there a breed in Vietnam that is easier to be a travel companions compared to other?
I wouldn't even go down to breed. I would go down to size.
Size. Okay, size.
Yeah,
right.
Size. So my dog is 16 kilos. She's about this long, which enables me, I have a configuration I can put onto my bike now where she can sit here and I can drive the motorbike, and she's
Is it safe for her though to sit?
she's clipped onto me.
Okay. Okay.
She's clipped on. I wear this harness around my body, which has a clip on that. It's clipped onto her, so she only has about this much room to move if she's going to go anywhere. But the reason I brought that up was she's 16 kilos. She's about the max I could do. Anything bigger than her on the type of bike I have now would be dangerous, and it just wouldn't be comfortable. So that's just the bike example, because lots of people use bikes here.
Yep.
Cars in Vietnam can be 50-50 whether they let you in. You know, you call a taxi. If you have a dog, they pull up and they go, nope. Yeah. The longer you're here, the more you see it, the more situations you see. There are easier ways to do it. If it's a small dog, you can put it in a backpack. Then it's completely safe. If you want to train your dog to go on your motorbike, it should be here where you can see it. So if you have a motorbike with a footwell, that's pretty easy. You can train it to just sit. If you have a motorbike that doesn't have the footwell, there are like seats that you can buy and slide down, but you still want to tether your dog to something so that it's attached to the motorbike. And on top of that, you still have to train your dog to understand, stay here when we're moving and stay here when we stop until I tell you to get off. You don't just stop and jump off and go do something, right? So bringing a dog places can be more challenging here. And it can be even more challenging if you increase the size of the dog. So if you want to travel with your dog, I'd recommend getting a smaller breed. If you want to be very active and be outside and stuff like that, you can go for a bigger breed because they can take more outside running and stuff like that. But it's difficult to travel with big dogs.
All right. So training.
Yeah.
How to get on the bike, how to get off the bike, when is the right time is necessary.
Yeah.
Actually bringing a dog with me to travel because I would not know if that area is safe for dog or not. Is there a technology to help people to put their mind at ease?
There's loads of technologies you have. Obviously, you have the technology of a leash, right? And there's a correct way to hold the leash.
Is there a need to have a correct way to hold it as well?
There's a safe way to hold it and there's an unsafe way to hold it. The safe way to hold, so you see lots of people put it around their wrist. If you have a big dog and the dog decides to just go left, sprinting, for somebody, say, your size, you can damage the muscles in your wrist. The safest way is to place the loop in your hand.
Okay.
And just put your index finger through that loop.
Okay.
And then close your hand. Because then you can open and the leash won't go. So it won't drop. It's not around here, so it won't get hurt. And it's not like here, so it won't just fly out of your hand.
So it's actually a leash training for owner.
Yeah. Well, look, you can hold your leash any way you want, but this is the kind of a foolproof way that I've found won't injure you and you won't drop your leash in a situation. But then you have things like air tags, right? So you can put an air tag on your dog's collar. It's not big here yet, but I do hope that Vietnam will eventually bring it in, which is microchipping dogs.
Microchipping dogs.
So when you get a dog, you bring it to the vet puts a microchip in it. If anything happened, you can go find your dog. And then if you found your dog, you can prove it's yours because they just beep and there's the information.
Yeah.
So that would be very helpful against the dog theft issue, which I honestly believe is getting less in Vietnam, but it's still an issue. And microchips would really, really help that.
Yeah.
So there are different technologies out there to help you keep an eye on your dog. Obviously, if you're leaving it at home, you can get like a camera, put it on the living room or wherever you have your dog to keep an eye on it if you're at work. But it all comes down to personal responsibility and you taking care of your dog as well.
That's a very, very interesting tip. How about if you go to travel with your dog further? Let's say, again, to a beach. So what should you prepare for her?
Definitely. Number one, poop bags and a water bowl. You need your leash, obviously. But a water bowl is really important here because heat stroke can happen very quickly in dogs.
Okay.
And it's really important to spot when your dog is getting too hot, when to give it shade, when to give it a rest, and some water. So if you're traveling, these are essential. You can get these really cool plastic pop-out bowls, which is really small and easy to bring with you on your travel. Very useful for owners. What else would you need traveling? Backpack. If I want to go hiking and she gets too tired, I can put her in the backpack.
Okay, so we need to make sure that we have the energy and the strength to carry them when necessary.
Sure. But if you're, say, going to the beach, right, for a quick holiday, maybe the weekend, you want to bring your dog down and have some fun. So traveling with pets can be quite tricky, especially depending on your breed and the size of the breed. If you have a teacup Yorkie, it's not too big of a deal. You can bring that on a plane very easy. But if you have a Great Dane, you know, you're not really going to be, that will have to go in cargo. So if you were going to, let's say, Thailand for a week or 2 weeks, is it worth bringing your dog? Probably not. They don't understand airports or cargo holds or any of that, or taking off, the feeling when the plane leaves the ground. That's super alien to a dog. Yeah. So then in those kind of situations, you should probably give them a safe space to be, whether it's their home or a hotel. But if you're going to go up to Dalat on a bus, or if you're going to go to Nha Trang, it's a short flight. Places like this, it's doable. Some dogs get car sick for sure. That, I don't really know how you fix it. Because I get roller coasters. I can't do roller coasters. I get sick all the time. It's just something that happens. So you can try to mitigate it. You can put things down on the floor. You can keep your eye on them. You see that they're going to get sick. You can pull over and all these different things to do it. But bringing your dog on adventure is really fun for the dog, really fun for you. But you should have, if you're going to go on a hike or something like that, you should have certain training done for the dog, such as recall training. Super important. If you're going to let them go running, you need to know when you say come, the dog will come back. If the case is that your dog is not good at that, there's loads of things you can do. You can get really long leads. You can get, I have a lead that's 5 meters. I have one that's 10, 15, 20. 20 meters is a long lead. So I can still have control of my dog, and she can still run around and have a great time. So these are tools that are available to you if you want to bring your dog on an adventure safely. Yeah. But it always comes back to training. You should be doing training every day in different situations, in different levels of distraction, so that your bond with your dog grows much stronger and your dog does actually look to you when you're trying to communicate with it for making a good decision over a bad decision. Yeah. And if you can take your dog on a cool adventure, you probably should.
Yeah, that's a very great advice from you. Thank you so much, Mark, for coming to our show.
Yeah. Thank you to Paws for having me on the show. I hope to see you guys again soon. And for any dog training or dog walking, let me know on Facebook.
On the track là một ngày mới đến, thức dậy cùng nụ cười thật tươi, đón ánh nắng bên ngoài xuyên qua cửa sổ ấm lên không khí đem mát rượi rượi. Bên cạnh ta chú cũng nhỏ vẫn đang say giấc nồng nàn, hồn nhiên như đứa trẻ con đang ở độ tuổi mới chơi và lười. Nhưng đã đến giờ dậy và hoạt động cho một ngày mới, nên ta ôm chú vào lòng mới lên để đánh thức chú một cách thoải mái. Cô bạn lâm sâu khi nhìn thấy ta, đôi mắt mở to hàng hái, vậy đuôi nhún nhảy như đang chuẩn bị cho hành trình bên ngoài. Bạn còn như là thích đi tìm tòi, thế giới xung quanh rộng lớn như không sợ sẽ bị mệt mỏi. Cái gì cũng dòng cùng ngó thật lâu như đang học hỏi điều hay điều tốt xung quanh, chứ cứ hăng hái nhiệt tình mà đứng coi. Mặt xinh mắt đẹp nụ cười ngây ngất con tim, ai mê ai thích cứ thấy cái là đôi môi lại mỉm lon ton chứ cứ hí hửng chạy nhảy trên đường, khiến bất cứ người nào mà nhìn vào là lại muốn ôm muốn thương. Ôm thật nhiều, thương thật nhiều, chúng ta như một gia đình nào.